Welcome back to For Geeks by Geeks, the place where geeks come to geek out. As always, I am Bozer.
I'm in the wrong spot.
I was waiting
when we don't have talk time.
I knew T had something up his sleeve.
No, this is what we're
Tough.
staying. We're staying
Yeah.
like this.
Because we're already live streaming.
Sort of. Kind of.
And this is today's episode of Cloudscape. If you've missed the last 18, go watch them.
That's okay. Just start here.
Mhm.
It's like One Piece. You can start wherever and you'll get the story. It's fine.
That's the only reason I'm caught up.
There's also 1,000 episodes of.
I know Austin's dying on the inside right now. Love you, bud.
No, it's good. Good stuff.
One Piece, I've never seen it. I'm correcting that Avatar mistake.
Yeah, we
guys.
can talk about that. We can
One
talk
thing
about
at
that
a
another
time.
time. Yeah, it's no problem.
But if you are unfamiliar and this is the first time, this is the Fate Core campaign that we are playing and building each and every week. How you guys doing? We got a full table.
Yeah.
Whole table of bullshit.
Usually,
feels like a milestone episode going in. It's got those feels.
you feel
Let's
it?
hope not.
Do you feel it, Mr. Krabs?
But we hope you guys had a great week. It's been 7 whole days since we've seen you, and we miss you. And
Yeah, maybe on your Gorgarian calendar. Don't tell me how many days it's been.
okay,
Woke up and chose violence this morning.
Right.
This is gonna go into this session so well.
Every 24 hours,
If
I
I
take
don't get my
3
spot
naps.
back, I will only cause chaos. Nan shot. Sorry, guys.
What? Spoilers.
She's actually a sleeper agent.
I knew it.
Austin did point out that Theo just be doing shit off the cuff. So, I mean, it's not out of a realm of possibility.
everybody be doing shit off the cuff. Except Kit.
Pretty on.
Bullshit.
Bro, my
Yeah.
cuff is
Wait till this
fun.
episode.
She broke Nan's foot out of a sheer panic.
But have I done anything since?
Let's be honest. The one-handed homeless man has got the tightest cuffs around here.
He's not wrong.
Only because you don't fit in the clothes you were wearing before.
That's fair.
You had to roll him up.
Oh, I can't make any rash decisions.
Oh.
My clothes don't fit.
He's too embarrassed he might tear his pants.
There's too
he's
much
being
flippity
very
floppity.
cautious about everything.
But are you guys ready to start today's episode?
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's
Big
do it.
old 5-footer. Let's do it.
Then let's roll into today's episode of Cloudscape. Last time on Cloudscape, you guys started at Sirkin's place and were gearing up and getting all dolled up for Theo's 2 big dates that he had scheduled for later that evening at Experience, which is a club owned and operated by the Gold family with the hidden casino underneath. You ordered some cars. Theo rolled with Denton in the big black Escalade type SUV and ordered a big pink Escalade for the other party. You guys split up a little bit. Wayland went with Theo to Experience, and the rest of you were together. Upon entering the club you picked up Molly first, brought her to the club. You guys had a very nice start to the evening, but you could sense immediately that tensions were high from the Golds, and you were being watched carefully. You took Molly out to the dance floor and shattered her fucking heart.
Don't act like Theo's wasn't as well.
And shattered a bit of Theo's as well. So she left in a tizzy, while the rest of you saw her leave. You made a plan to go get a sandwich down at Jerry's Deli, where Sirkin and Kit. Al, where were you during all this? Like, oh, you weren't hooked up. Yeah, that's right.
Brooding.
You were brooding in the city.
Because somebody shot his homie. Wonder who did that. Wayland.
Wonder who. You went down to Jerry's, got a sandwich, and told him that this place is going to be on fire in a whole 2 minutes. So pack up and let's go. You threw a smoke bomb into the casino area through the hidden entrance through Jerry's Deli, and that set off right in the middle of T's second date with Retta Cawthon, who hadn't had much sleep, had been watched carefully herself, didn't look quite as dulled and prepared for this date. You guys didn't get much time to discuss your plan to position her into the Arch Luminary's position of intelligence before the place filled with smoke. You guys managed to escape while the Golds tried to take you down, T, but
keyword
unsuccessfully. And you guys managed to get out, jump in a car. The rest of you rolled through some moving pedestrians, escaping the place, and drove over to the greenhouses, where Kit pulled up to a cafe called the Green Stem, entered, didn't see her dad at the appointed time, but saying the right things to the operator at the time, she opened a panel from the wall. Tobias exited. You guys reconnected, and then you got back into the Escalade to prepare for the trade-off happening at 1 a.m. And that's
Theo
where we'll
pulled a
pick up.
gun on Wayland.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, there was a lot of tension.
That was a hot car ride.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of hot car ride, we do need to ditch this car for real.
It's also true.
This is
Oh
the
my
most.
God.
We had
You
the
did
car
ditch.
for like 40
We did
minutes.
ditch this car.
Oh yeah,
because-
we did. We switched
Yeah.
cars.
Okay,
'cause-
cool.
Because couldn't Al again not get another car?
That's right. We were in we were in the parkade or whatever. Holy shit, there's so much that happened.
Did you say parkade? Is that what they call it in Canada?
Car park, parkade. I don't know. Yeah,
The fuck's a car park?
a
I've heard
place
car
where you
park.
park cars.
I've heard it. I've heard
What
of
do you
the car
mean?
park. I've
I'm sorry.
never heard of
I'm sorry. A car
Do
park.
I
I
take-
just can't simply comprehend what you would possibly do with that land.
But a water park isn't where you go and watch water. It's a fun time. You go
Yeah.
down slides. So a car park sounds like you're driving around having a fun time.
It's just a
With your
different-
car.
Or do you get
Definition of the
to
word
identify
park.
cars?
Okay, how about this? What do you do in a driveway?
You park.
What do you do on
Okay,
a parkway?
And what do you do in a parkway?
You drive.
Yeah. Do you have a good time? Do you have a good time there?
No. No. Usually on the way to Chicago, and I hate it.
Because park is not in the second position of the word. Anyway,
We got Austin feeling some type of way this morning. This is gonna be great.
I mean, sometimes it's not a Canadian thing. Sometimes it's just like a general logic thing.
He said, "You dumb Americans."
He's just done with our
Austin,
bullshit.
we call it a parking garage. It doesn't make any more sense.
Oh, a parking garage?
Yeah.
When you picture a garage, what do you picture? Does it have a big fucking door that fucking
Some of them
Goes
do.
up
No,
and
it's
down?
usually only
One of
about
them do.
8 foot.
Aha!
Some of them do.
a fucking parking garage? Yeah, yeah. You know what? And if you said, "Hey, my car is down by in the parking garage," I wouldn't be like, "Is that what you call it in America?" Oh my god, that's so funny, because when I think of garage, I think somewhere where they fix vehicles, not store them. Jesus.
I don't know who he's more angry at, Bozer or me.
He's
How
mad at the
quaint.
English language.
How
Is what he's
quaint.
mad at.
How quaint, what a beautiful little mind you must have, you little Canadian boy.
I agree with you very much, Austin. So
I can
I'm-
only apologize.
I'm on Team Austin this morning.
I'm not
I
apologizing.
don't just so we continue this.
I'm always
No.
on Team Austin.
Everybody gets in this car And what would you like to do?
Head to the car park.
Cool, yeah. Let's park this car. Okay, but anyway, I think we've got 4 hours. We've got the freaking meal ticket man that everybody wants. So I guess we need to hide him for the time being, right? We should probably look for somewhere to like secure Kit and Tobias.
I think, well, if we're gonna send Al to scout, I think we should just chill at the cafe until, like, however long that takes. I don't know if it takes 20 minutes or an hour for him to go do some recon and come back. So then we can develop the plan for going in for the exchange.
Theo
And then-
needs to find a print shop.
You need t-shirts made? Sorry, I'm feeling spicy still from
From the car park fiasco?
Yeah.
For the record, I was playing it up entirely. Like, no part of me actually was invested in that. But
That's why I love
When
it.
I tell this story, it will be you 100% fully invested.
yeah.
And that's why Austin quit the show.
That's my
Yeah.
superpower, actually. My superpower, totally offside. My superpower is getting invested in things that I don't care about, like for the
Like
bit.
Cloudscape.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice, very good.
My-
Okay, sorry. So here's the thing, guys. Let me put my Wayland tie on. Oh, wait a second.
Both right hand man.
Yeah, I would like to roll poorly to have a conversation. Okay, cool. Guys, if things get hairy here, when that mass call you made earlier came out, I had to ditch, my grappling hook. If things get messy, all I've got here is this wooden stump. Should I go and retrieve that? Do you think that there's a chance
Probably
that things
not
get
a
violent?
bad idea.
And as
Let's
you
be honest,
mentioned
it's
that,
the Gold family.
Tobias kind of perks up and he's like, "Wait, grappling hook for a hand? Can I see that?"
Well, as I was just saying, I don't have it.
No, you're
Yeah, I know.
Your
I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm a
I've
little
never
sensitive.
I've never seen a nub. Can I touch it?
and he's just like,
I just so super know that he would tell you no, but Austin me is like, yeah, go ahead, bonk.
I'm nubbing.
But yeah, yeah,
he just
sure,
is
I'll
examining your.
I'll just
what-
expand my arm towards him.
Okay, and he's just looking around and. Are these like interchangeable?
Yeah. There's I just have the two, but yeah, this fitting kind of pops out.
And the firing mechanism, how does that work with the grappling hook?
Yeah, there's this guy. So a while now, I don't really remember, but he kind of showed me how it worked. He set it up for me. It it cost me all of what I had left in the account there, but yeah, it's been really handy. But I don't know how it all works.
Handy, that's a good one.
Said no one ever.
Ah,
Kit, this would be fun to tinker with, wouldn't it? I'm
Uh,
sorry.
It's funny because Kit has a stunt called "Always Making Useful Things." Where are we? Like, are we like sitting in the car, or did we go back
Yeah.
into the coffee shop?
You guys went back towards the car, yeah? Because you got us coffees.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dad, do you think your friend maybe has some stuff laying around that we could? I don't know.
In the shop, in the coffee shop.
Yeah.
When I was hidden away, I actually noticed a few fun items that we could play with. I mean, if we have the time.
I think we do have the time.
And it sounds like you guys have some planning to do that doesn't involve me
It
dying.
mostly involves you not dying, yeah.
That would
That's
be
kind of
Theo and
that's
I
that's
can
the
handle
extent
the
of our plan.
preliminaries.
Yeah, let's head back in if that's okay with all of you.
Does your friend have a printer? I have a contract that I really need. Like, now.
Yeah, I would assume it's a business, and I'm sure they have.
Theo
Some things-
beelines into the door before he finishes talking. Typing away on his BlackBerry.
Blackberry.
Nice.
Yeah, and so
Cloudberry.
y'all pile
A
out,
Cloudberry, yes.
head back in.
Black cloud.
Can you show me where stuff is, Dad? I think maybe once I see it, maybe I'll have a better idea.
Yeah. So you guys head back into the coffee shop, and the Raptorn individual, I think her name was Nini.
I don't know if she introduced herself by name. I can't remember. though.
Tobias only said like "Thank you, Nini," something like that.
Mm.
And she's still there. It's like, oh, back so soon?
Coffee was so good. Had to have another cup.
Oh, okay. Six more.
I think we're gonna need it. Please.
You just see Kit like with 6 coffees.
What time do you close?
Well, it was an extenuating circumstance, so I'm open a little bit later tonight.
We're going to go ahead and close now, and Theo's going to slide over just a wad of money.
Roll resources.
Oh, darn.
How much money?
That's a 4, so how much money was that?
I think that's like
That's a great. That's a great on the scale. So it's enough to keep it open. So
you drop it on the table and she goes, "Great."
I also need a printer.
yeah, I've actually got one in the back. Can I ask for what?
I just need to print a contract.
Sure. All right. And so she goes to the door, turns a lock, and flips the close sign around. And she kind of dims the lights just a little, so it doesn't look brightly open. And she starts pouring out cups of coffee and passes them out and invites you to take a seat anywhere you'd like. And yeah, I've just got a printer back here.
Theo just walks by and goes to the printer.
So you're printing a contract?
Yes. Because last episode, Theo started working, and he was typing up a contract.
Do I get to know what this contract is for?
Yes. It was the contract I told you about yesterday.
Okay. Do you want to share it with
Oh, yeah. When we
everyone?
get to the planning portion, absolutely.
Okay.
I got it thematically. I can't talk about it now. I got to come back with the contract and then tell the group.
Okay. And then Tobias goes to the same panel on the wall and kind of gives it a press, and it clicks and then opens. And it's kind of a longer closet, but at the back of the closet there's a stairway down, which anybody that had been in the tunnels previously would understand that it probably goes to the tunnels, interconnecting the entire city. But along in the hallway, there's just some junk, coffee-related items. There's some bags of coffee and other things, but you can see that it's almost like this is where the worlds meet a little bit of the coffee shop and the Knights of Axiom. And so there's just some random kinds of things laying around if there was something you want to try to do with it, kid.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna use my stunt, always making useful things.
And what's going on in your brain juice? What are you trying to make? I've been
I
wrapping
don't-
my head around that stuff like crazy, thinking about what will possibly be made, but I don't want to.
I don't know.
Do you have any requests?
The thing is, I feel like because the idea they're like interchangeable, I love the idea of being Mega Man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like
Like a
just
buster gun?
No, just well, okay, duh. But no, like what I mean is like the idea of like having like a bunch of different ones to just like pop out on the fly. You know what I mean?
Like a flamethrower almost.
Like
Well,
like
one of them
all
being
of
Like
a
a
flamethrower.
like a Mega Man attachment where you just like
Yeah.
cylinder rotate.
yeah, I just like
Inspector
change my arm. Like like I'll just like have like a bunch of like collapsible or attractable
Batman belt where
little
you just like
hand
add on the new
pieces,
attachment.
and then I pop it in, and it's like, you know what I mean? So it's like,
So
let's go fire
you're
sword.
getting a squirt gun right now. It only ever uses coffee. You have to refill the grounds every now and then.
Yeah, I like it. Like charges up. It's like my finisher move, just for like 20 seconds. It's just like.
What could it be? Ooh, there'd be like a bunch of blades in like a coffee grinder. You could make like a grinder hand.
That's
so
something that I'm
scary.
thinking like
That's almost as bad as
Where you
people
could
cutting your
backslash.
Achilles through stairs.
where you could like backslash or front slash with your hand and the blades would
Yeah, that's
spin and-
crazy.
Chain
or,
whip
or
out.
like the espresso push things. You just get a pneumatic fucking.
like a what do they call that in fiction? A rail gun?
What like or they have like the mallets for like smashing beans, like a pneumatic like
hammer?
fucking hammer
A
fist.
jackhammer fist?
It's like those little like steel hammers.
like the Hulk smasher? Like dum, dum, dum.
Oh yeah.
a meat tenderizer.
I love that this is coffee themed.
I
When
mean,
in
it's
Rome.
yeah.
Oh yeah, for the record, are we back at Tobias's old like shop, or is this like just
No, it's just here at the coffee shop, and it's
Okay,
just a
okay.
closet essentially with a staircase in the back of it.
cool?
Um,
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, I don't want to be I don't want to be imposing. If you guys do any sort of upgrades, I will be happy. But I want it to I don't want to influence it outside of the game.
I have an idea.
Okay, what's your idea?
So the espresso machines, that steamer, giving Wayland like basically a steam canister. So if he's up close, he could like pop like flaming
Smoke
hot
bomb.
steam in their face while he's in melee combat.
As
I was
a-
thinking
everything
something
we've
with
said is
CO2
burning water.
containers. Do you know,
everything
like,
we've said so far is cool. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna.
do you know those like little CO2 containers that you attach to like whipped cream?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what I'm thinking of using.
Yes.
I can do whippets. Oh, that's so
Yep,
sick.
that's exactly.
Just sitting there.
Don't do whippets, kid.
Except
But the
actually,
whippet is just so dissy.
except what's really happening, instead of fighting, I'm going like this.
You just think you're winning.
Yeah.
As someone who's just beating my ass, I'm sitting there like,
Are you winning, Dad? Yeah.
yeah, I got him.
All right. So you
CO2
this-
canisters all over the floor.
Great.
Anyway,
What does it
fire
out?
coffee beans.
Spicy
Pew,
coffee.
pew, pew, pew. Call it the pea shooter, bean shooter. Pew, 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 pew.
That's
Really funny.
Maybe that is what propels the hook, or some type of hook. That's what.
Well, I'm interested because I haven't seen this thing in action. Have you? The grappling hook?
I mean, from afar, I didn't really get to hands-on.
He was able to fire it from his own arm and retract it.
Yeah, like
Wow.
Tarzan. swinging through the streets of Aurora.
My great grandfather told me about a superhero like that.
You have a theme song?
Canon, we're a part of the MCU.
Yeah.
Okay, actually, I just like to maybe make it easier. You don't have to like invent a whole new thing. If you want, you could take the wooden hand, reinforce it, and if I could just do like a scorpion get over here or something. like it doesn't
Yes.
That's so good.
it doesn't have to be like a brand new thing that's like totally crazy and that you have to like come up with and invent. Like I'll take whatever I can get.
Mm,
I
Austin
think
says that. Waylon just goes, I can't wait to see what they do.
do you want me to roll crafts?
Yes.
Okay.
And Tobias will help.
Okay.
So I'll give a +1 to whatever you roll.
Okay. 6.
Woo!
Damn.
yeah.
Well, that's fantastic on the ladder. So basically, you and Tobias like pull out a broken espresso machine and some old junk in the hallway and set it down on the table. Mimi, are you using any of this? And she said, honestly, I've been trying to get rid of that for weeks. I just haven't got a chance. You'd be doing me a favor. And so you both are kind of picking through it and tearing it apart and finding little springs here and little hooks and crannies there and those CO2 canisters. Ooh, that could be useful. But they grab you, Wayland, and examine your arm a little bit, and within the arm itself, like you might ditch the grappling hook, but it's still got some mechanics to even make firing and retracting possible. And so excited at that. What do you end up making, Kit?
It's his wooden hand, correct?
Yeah.
It was your wooden hand that you gave me. We've probably reinforced the outside of the hand to maybe, instead of just be wood, like metal, like reinforce the knuckling and things like that. So when he does go to punch, it's not like a solid brick. It's, it's going to withstand some punching. We probably took the blades from the coffee grinders and probably slip them between so they become basically brass knuckles. And then probably we took the CO2 canisters and hooked it up so that like instead of him having to like twist it off, it's like it just comes out. Like if he can just take it off when need be. So
Quick
like
change. Hell yeah.
basically,
So are you saying that if I would needed to, I could
you could shoot it. You could
my
shoot it
fist off?
like a bullet. Yes.
Talk about a fisting.
Yes.
fucking great.
Yeah, that's
And because it's got the metal and the blades, it becomes basically
like a little fist harpoon.
yes.
Cool.
I-
Harpoon fist is what I will call it.
Yes.
Imagine if we actually had a workshop and some proper items.
Yeah, I could imagine it. Let's go. Yeah, I'm imagining it right now, actually, and I'm gonna need about 100 of different ones of these. Wayland actually like starts to like kind of like little comic book nerded up. Be like what if like have you guys seen those like medieval weapons that are just like the ball with all the spikes? I think that would merit some like martial prowess. That'd be really cool to have that. And then like what if one was a sword? what if I could just shoot swords? That would be cool.
Flame sword.
A
Kit,
flame sword?
Kit looks at her dad and she's like motions to take like a mental note for it for later.
Later, yeah. That is providing that
I love it.
we all survive the night. So what's
We don't put that bad energy out here.
I mean, how can I let you guys die now? You're gonna make me a flame? Did you say a flame sword? Jesus Christ. Whatever his name is in this game.
Octaris.
Got us a
Taurus.
Taurus.
Taurus, Christ.
So what's the plan, guys? Oh, I'm Tobias, by the way.
Heard a lot about you. I go to shake his hand with the sharp fist, and I have to do the left-handed thing, because I don't want to. This is no longer my gentle hand.
Right.
He
Do I
will
have
need a
my
soft boy
contract?
hand.
Yeah, you guys got like a silicone thing?
What'd you say, T?
Do I have my contract?
Yes.
Okay. On the way back, I need to stop and talk to. What'd you say her name was?
Nini.
I need to stop and talk to Nini.
Okay. She's just behind the bar, wiping things down and making herself a special cup of coffee. It's not
I
on the
don't
menu.
know what the hell you guys call yourself in this group. I need access to Salvinorin A.
I'm sorry, what?
You know exactly what.
You say Salvinorin A?
Yep.
Is that Salvinorin A or Salvinorin A?
A. We're not making fun of Austin again. The letter A. I need Salvia divinorum.
And she's just looking around. Buddy, I don't know what
I
kind
know
of
you have
operation-
access to the greenhouses, and I know it is grown there. I know your group particularly uses this. So again, I politely ask, I need some sooner
Can-
rather than later.
Roll a charisma just to see how well this goes, and then Kit, I want to hear what you got to say.
Okay.
That would make it. What's my charisma? That's +3, so that's +4.
So the fact that you're like saying things as if it's fact, you kind of see her demeanor shift from like, I don't know what you're talking about to, okay. And if I were to be able to get you what you need, what do you even need it for?
I'll discuss that with my group, but I believe in not involving people in things that they don't need to be involved in, especially if things go to the courts, and then you no longer have plausible deniability. So we're just going to leave it. I need this, and I'm also going to need a grinder that you will not be using again, because I can't risk somebody getting sick if you try to reuse that grinder.
Listen.
Thanks. And I slap the desk and I go back over to everybody else.
Toby, your friends are pushy.
All right, now we need to have the conversation that's going to piss Kit off. Kit, you can't be there. Rule 1 of hostage exchange: you cannot have the loved one's presence. It's bad enough we're exchanging, quote unquote, loved one for loved one. You cannot be there. You
She's
can
gonna
be in the presence, but you cannot be a part of this exchange.
She's gonna look at her dad.
I do have a plan,
He's,
though.
he's right, kid. I mean, I would feel a lot better if I knew that you were safe.
See, look at Tobias go, and I slap him on the shoulder.
She's
She
gonna
could
give
drive the
you
getaway car.
She's gonna give evil looks.
All right, so here's a contract for. So a long time ago, when Aurora was first established, mutual combat was established because New World, you couldn't get enough light guard around to solve a lot of problems. So they decided mutual combat was something, if you could get somebody present to witness that two mutual parties were agreeing to just throw hands and call it quits, no charges could be pressed and it's fine. We
Hang
know
on.
who Sturkin is. We know who Haiven is.
That-
So I have a plan.
If you're establishing that story detail, then that's going to cost you a fate point.
That's fine. I got plenty.
So now, canon, when this world was first established, as long as both people were fine with it, they could just duke it
Mutual
out.
combat's
Oh,
a
does
real
that mean-
thing.
Oh, does that mean I don't have to go to jail for killing 2 people?
With Theo as your
One
lawyer, that is
important
correct.
Because we were both willing fighters.
But you
Yeah.
didn't sign a specific contract between the two of you.
I did have to sign something when I entered.
You signed a release. Theo's your lawyer.
So listen, we already know what Sirkin likes to do, and we all know that Haven's a fucking buffoon. So I have a plan to help alleviate this high-stress situation. It's not going to be difficult for Sirkin to instigate Haven. I say I come as a impartial individual with a contract that states when the two of them decide to kill each other, the other one gains all worldly assets in return. I have a pen that's not important. I'm going to give a pen that is going to give Haven some not great thoughts that in his head will become a reality, which will in turn hopefully be able to let Sirkin do his thing and we get Tobias and Nan out of there before things go sideways.
What I was going to ask earlier is, when we were in the greenhouse with Vox, would we have heard him talk about that specific plant?
Roll lore.
One.
Yeah, you don't recall hearing anything about like that specific plant. He was talking a lot about a lot of things.
That's how Theo wins in court. He just says a lot of things and hopefully it confuses his opponent.
You were busy having just been a part of kidnapping a guy. And you were
Well-
thinking about other things.
So the deal is that Sirkin gets to kill Haven, and that's how we get what is the worldly
The-
possession, Nan?
And
No.
the worldly possession
we'll
is just a
do-
ploy to get him to use this pen.
Correct.
Oh, okay, sure, understood.
We will have to perform the trade as negotiated. Haven and I had discussed ending things post-trade. So Tobias, you will be exchanged for your mother. However, between Wayland and Al and Kit outside, there's no way for them to leave with you before Haven and I settle this. Then with Haven out of the way, we all leave.
Now, I know my memory's pretty shaky, and I don't believe I've ever met this Haven individual, and if I have, then I don't recall, but I don't see how a hostage exchange is going to merit an asset allocation contract.
You are not the assets.
No, but I'm Theo, was it?
Yes.
I don't see why he would take the time to do that.
Because he hates Sirkin, and if he can take Sirkin out and then take all of Sirkin's possessions, it'll be a glorified memorabilia of a time he once had with him.
I'll show you around the place, Tobias. Then you'll understand.
Sounds lovely. I'd love to, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Not lovely.
And so then what, you guys are going to fight?
Yes. Haven is my creation, and I will destroy him if I have to.
And we're expecting Haven to just be by himself?
No.
We're not by ourselves. That's what Al will be doing here shortly. While you've all been tinkering, I've been describing to Al the greenhouse, this particular greenhouse we use to hide evidence for the golds. It's one I know well. I've shown him where the best vantage points, entrances, and exits are. He'll scout that out, have the information, and then Wayland can clear the perimeter while we're inside.
And your daughter's pretty damn good with a wrench, so
Oh, I knew she had a good teacher.
you fight too? Never mind.
I think that's how I got into this whole thing in the first place.
Wayland would like to size up Tobias.
I would also like to roll lore to see if I have any info on like how Tobias actually got involved.
You can, yeah, go ahead and roll lore. And while you're sizing him up, Wayland, he's not as big as you. He's more like salt of the earth, works with his hands strong. Like his forearms are just a bit bigger than they should be, like strong wrists, and you can tell he's got some gristle on him.
Okay, I was picturing like a wayfish, bookish kind of guy. I wasn't picturing like a
Burly man.
Yeah, I
solid
guess we
steel type.
haven't physically described what he looks like.
So he's got red hair.
Ambiguous.
He's slimmed out in the last month a little bit just because he hasn't been doing the normal kinds of labor that he would be doing in the shop. But he's probably about 5'10", 170 pounds. And he's not like fat, he's not tiny, but he's mid-sized, but because of what he's been doing for almost his whole life, like he's stronger than he looks.
What is that called? Practical muscle.
I would call that dad strength.
Yeah,
Right.
he's basically got dad strength, dad bod a little bit. What would you roll, Theo?
Theo's never heard of this man. That was a -2.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that he was a himbo though. Not picturing that at all. That's on me. Okay, yeah. I think that the big X factor is all of the extra golds that'll be laying around, but I think that the extra light guard presence will deter them for wanting to be too loud, which definitely gives me the advantage with fighting.
And I've also got a few guys available to assist if need be.
The Gold family is also distracted preparing the funeral for their son tomorrow.
Theo grins and doesn't even try to hide it. Wayland, this is probably few and far between. Is there anybody left in your organization that you can still trust, or is that for naught at the moment?
I'm keeping my profile as low as possible, and I'm assuming that Kieran Gold is doing the same thing for his own pride.
Understandable.
I would prefer my presence and my influence to be felt when I'm ready to deal with, the top brass there.
We do need to discuss what we are doing best case scenario and what we are doing worst case scenario. Best case scenario, we get Tobias, we get Nan, and Sirkin gets to be Sirkin. Where do we all go post?
Oh my god. I
Because
have a safe
I-
house.
Great, because mine's under investigation, so Max's is currently off the table.
Yeah, in the Iron Corners, I have a safe house.
Is it large enough for all of us?
It's a warehouse.
I
But do
can't
you
wait
put it
for a
on?
tour.
No, it's not a house you wear. It is
You
a
see
house
how
you
that could be
store wares.
confusing.
Yeah, it's a house you store wares in.
And on a
Yeah.
full moon, it's a fucking monster.
No, here's the thing. On a full moon, it's just a big building to store things in.
Just gets bigger.
On a full moon, it's slightly which is don't count on it, because the very next day it's going to get smaller. So if you fill the shelf slightly higher, they're going to get crushed under the ceiling. That's going to recede.
Fool me once.
Yeah, I mean, I was storing Segways, and I invested really heavily when they first came in, because I thought, yeah, this is going to be the next big thing.
All right, and I know I've discussed this with all of you several times, but there's also the possibility of the lifeguard being present, we get arrested. Now, what have I told each and every one of you?
Don't speak to cops.
Correct. I am your lawyer. Doesn't matter if I'm arrested, they cannot detain me from seeing you. Nobody says a fucking word. That also includes not mocking them. Mostly because that's my favorite part. And now for the actual conversation, so we're not improvising on the fly. If we can only save one of you...
Me. Was that open to everyone?
That
Or was
question,
that-
Theo looked directly at Tobias in that
Got it.
circumstance.
Then you saved Nan. You saved my mom.
You have my word.
And he just like checks a look at Kit.
Kit's not gonna look at him. But she's also not gonna fight him because it's not worth it.
All right, so that passed about 15 minutes. What are we doing for the next 3 hours and 45 minutes, guys?
Let's
We've got to wait for Al the scout.
yeah, speaking of, so Al, you
Leaving.
immediately just took off and went to scout. Where'd you go? What are you doing?
Wayland, Wayland, did you want to go scout also?
Yeah, I would. I can, if you, like, okay, so the lore is that you showed him or told him where to go?
Yeah, while you guys were fixing your hand, I basically like grabbed a paper and was like drawing from memory the rough outline of things, showing him where I have posted people before to watch out when we've used this house before. It's a routine dumping spot.
Cool. Can you roll for autism to see how accurate the map is?
Can we name that this episode? Or is that pushing it?
I think that is a little bit pushing it.
I don't know. I think it'd be good clickbait.
Okay, cool. I will. Yeah, I'll follow behind him, so he'll get a head start, and I'll.
But yeah, he got a big head start because he
Yeah.
probably left like 20 minutes ago, right, Al?
Yep, I did not come into the coffee shop.
You did not.
I got out of the car immediately.
Yeah.
So what are you doing?
Based off of what Serkins told me, is I'm gonna look at the back of the storehouses and stuff like that first, and see if anyone's posted outside or if anyone's shown up. I'm gonna look at the avenues of approach, and I'll just kind of clover leaf around the building, marking like suitable like entrances and windows before Wayland gets here.
Make a perception check.
Oh God, that is a 2. Not as bad as I thought, actually.
So with a 2, you do notice that there are a little more light guard than would be normal, especially in the greenhouse district. They're not like setting up barricades or anything, but you see their vehicles pass a little more frequently. You're seeing them kind of just like park, and they look very casual. Like there might be a couple just sitting outside their car, talking, sipping on something, but you're seeing them like every 2 blocks rather than one in the entire district. You circle around the greenhouse that he referred to, and most of them are large and well lit. This one almost looks like there was some sort of project that had since been abandoned, like a produce that they no longer had need for, and the city just hasn't gotten around to repurposing it or clearing it out to prepare the soil for new produce. It's a little smaller, and it's not as clean. Like the windows, usually you can see pretty well into them, but this one is kind of grown over with like green algae almost and moss on the windows.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little more difficult to see inside. And with a 2, that's pretty much what you get. You see more light guard and you find the place. And it's got a door in the front. You assume it's got some windows, but at this point the moss and the ivy has kind of grown over it a little bit.
All right. Is there any like, is there like farm equipment around, or is that all like stored inside?
On the outside, you don't see a lot. You would assume if you were looking for that kind of thing, it would probably be on the inside.
Okay. Ooh. Do I post up and just observe? Because we still have like 4 hours, right? So I'm gonna try to find a back door of the area, and I'm gonna peek my head in and try to get a layout of the inside.
Okay. For this, give me an investigate.
Oh, so much better. Yes. That is a 4.
Okay, yeah, much better. So as you come closer, you go around to the back, and almost like through all the ivy, you kind of figure out, if that was a door, where would I be? And you kind of peel back some of the ivy, and you eventually find this old door that hasn't been used in quite a while. Are you trying to get in?
Yeah.
Then give me burglary.
Oh god. Dropped one. Fuck.
Like, I love that every good, criminal thinks to themselves, if I were a door, where would I be?
So that is a 6.
Wow.
Nice.
For the
Oh, yeah.
first time
When it counts.
What you
in
don't know
Paul's
about
kid's
Al
life.
is that when there's a full moon, he turns into a building. So he always wonders where the door is.
Where would my poop shoe be?
Guys, I have to confide in you in something. I'm a warehouse.
Oh.
Taurus Christ. So with a 6, you like pull the door. It's clearly locked, but you find like an old crowbar or something next to the door, and you like jimmy it and manage to pry it open.
I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna look for, like, is there a tractor? How high are some of these, like, stored? Like, is there, like, shelving units?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for places to hide, and I'm looking for equipment.
Okay, so because you came in through the back door, you enter not into like the greenhouse area, but almost into a back storage area. There are shelves lining this area. It's probably, I mean, when I say this building is smaller than the other greenhouses are massive. So this is still a large building, so to speak, but it's nowhere near, you're not going to like drive around it with a golf cart for an hour.
So this is like
Yep.
garden center. kind
Yeah.
of- Okay.
Like, yeah, at like a Lowe's or a Menards or something.
Yeah.
A little bigger than that, but only just. So you're in this, basically the back span of the building, from the right to the left section, would be like these shelving units, and there was a small like kitchenette. when people were working here and had a place to just take a break. And then there's almost like a counter, like what am I trying to think of? Like a rolling window where like if somebody needed to get something from the area, there would be somebody working on this side of the building.
Oh,
And so they'd come up to the counter. Almost like a lunchroom kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where they would like say, hey, I need this, and they would go back and grab it from the shelf and give it to
like a storeroom, like the
yeah.
like we call it a crib because it's got all the tools and stuff in it.
Because cribs are where you keep tools.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like when you talk about shops, that's
English is wild, y'all. It
Yep.
doesn't make any sense.
I don't know if you can call what you guys do English.
American is wild,
actually
y'all.
pretty valid point.
That is pretty valid.
Okay, so I
But
can.
then on the far end, you do see a door that would lead out to the greenhouse.
Okay, so I'm gonna head my way and peek into the greenhouse and see if what's going on out there. If it's like overgrown, there's places to hide again.
Mhm.
If anyone's in there, obviously.
So you peek in. What did you roll in a perception? Oh, that was outside before. Give me one more perception check, actually. Now that we're
That's a
inside.
3.
Okay. That's good. So the lights are off. There's no light in here, but you can see through, again, like every span of this building and the windows is almost like overgrown. So you can see the moonlight and you can see like lights outside, but through like almost a film.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a haze.
yeah. You are met with a stench. There's quite the smell in this building. And it smells a little bit like vegetation, but something else too.
Compost.
It's pretty overgrown in spots, and then other times it's just like bare dirt. The rows of like the tilled land is still visible at some parts, but other parts it's just weeds and the strange thorns are growing up, and there's no like trees or anything. So if you're trying to hide, there might be like a couple of bushes that you could put yourself behind, and there is one piece of like larger farming equipment in the far back corner.
What is it? Is it a tractor? Is it?
It's about the size of a tractor. It's got some different tools on it than what you would find like on a modern farm here today. It's again rusted. It hasn't been used in quite some time. But yeah, it's about the size of a tractor. You would assume that it would be driven up and down to either create the rows or to harvest.
And is it something that is automated, or is it like a drivable thing?
It would be drivable. It's got a steering wheel.
Okay.
See where this is going.
Yep. Oh god.
Just keeping stuff in mind.
Just hypothetically speaking, theoretically, what are my options?
If I had
Alright.
to run over a bunch of dudes,
How many points would I get?
So I'm gonna turn around and make my way back. I'm gonna stop in the little storeroom area, and I'm gonna try and find some like, I wouldn't say barbed wire, because obviously you wouldn't need barbed wire for like something like this, but just like the wire that you'd use to like hold, like guide plants up on stakes and stuff like that. I just want to get some of that, a couple of feet of it. For
Okay.
reasons.
Give me a resource roll to see if you can find
I don't think I have
exactly what you're looking for.
anything in this. That is a -1.
Yeah, it's pretty picked over. There's not much on the shelves these days, so you're not able to find exactly that kind of wire you're looking for.
Okay. Then I'll proceed out and based off of the fact that that door was kind of grown over, I don't think they're gonna enter through here. So I'm gonna continue to case around and find a spot where I can kind of watch the light guard patrol, and then also see that like most likely avenue of approach for Haven.
So as you're exiting and you're kind of going back in circles around the building, you run into someone you recognize, Wayland.
How'd it go?
The place is pretty empty, but the area is definitely being patrolled a lot more than you would expect.
Okay. Well, I guess that's to be expected at a time like this. But I think what's important, right, is we keep our head down. We act like we know what we're doing. And are you trying to hide inside?
There's an area in the back that we could maybe hide in and wait, but if we stay back there in the safest spots, we're not going to be able to see what's going on really too much outside in the actual greenhouse. There is a small storeroom with a window, but there'll be a good distance to bridge before we are able to actually get into the fray if things go bad.
How about on the outside? Like, I haven't done a thorough check, and I expect that you definitely have. So what I'm curious about is, do you know where, if they say they brought in a bunch of vehicles, you know, is there a spot we could see those from?
Say, is this place surrounded by driveway
Or parkway.
or a parkway? Sorry.
Around the building, it's kind of tucked back between some other greenhouses. Like I said, there's big ones all around, but this one is kind of in between them, and on the back side where you were just entering from the behind it, there is another like brick building that's a little taller than that greenhouse.
So it's just like it's got like a normal like road around it though, so like cars could do like a U-turn around the building, or is it like literally no, but like it doesn't transport out of there? There's no like loading dock, nothing like that.
No loading dock. There would be a small roadway up to the side of it, like if they really needed to transport large amounts of whatever they grew, there would be a place for it. But like I said, it's so much smaller than the rest. This was
So
at this point the city's like, why fix it up? It's so small, I can't actually do what we needed to do. They just haven't decided what they want to do with the space.
So to be clear, if they were gonna like try to like Big Dick show us their strength and bring like a bunch of dudes, they'd have to all park in front of the building.
Yeah, essentially, or
Okay.
park away from it and walk, or
wait till we get there and trap us in, because again, this place is surrounded by walls, basically.
So I could, in theory, be across the street, and I would have full vantage of all of their cars and all of where they were and the building. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So I think my part in all of this is stopping the car that they put Nan in, so I'm gonna be outside for sure. If you want to be with me, that's totally up to you. But if you want to be in there in case they need support during the exchange, you have a full autonomy over your part in this. We just appreciate that you're helping out.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm gonna hide in the storeroom. Just so I know what's going on in here. Because I mean, you can handle yourself, but the rest of us aren't as experienced, I guess, in that aspect. But
Waylon
I
has
just like
dealt
to-
with a lot of disrespect since he started working with people. That was very vindicating. I am a professional and a damned good one, and thank you for acknowledging that.
you're pretty good for an old man. But I think the guys might need a little more help in here if things go bad, and having two of us out there, it leads to some messy situations, especially since we won't know until things really pop off.
Okay, cool. I think that I think for the time being, then, we'll just, do some thorough checks, like see how Light Guard are moving and see if we can see any gold people, and then we'll probably just get in position before everyone else arrives. If
Yeah,
we want to do like
I-
perception checks or something.
I would wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted. Looking at my old notes. Yeah, go ahead and roll perception. And you're just staking your out?
Yeah, we're just staking
Okay.
out.
That's 3 neutrals and a positive. So as far as me is concerned, that's an excellent roll. I got a 2.
I got a 2 as well.
And are you posting above the building?
Yeah, I don't know if my new hand has the reach that my grappling hook did, so I physically took the time to climb the building.
Yeah, and just to be clear about your new hand, it doesn't have the ability to climb with things. Like you can't manipulate it to grasp. It's basically a hand that when you want to, you can basically fire and do almost a rocket punch.
Nice.
You would roll shoot to see how well you do with it, but it doesn't have
It's
the
like
retractable.
It's right.
Yeah.
You'd have to go get it and put it back in, reload it.
Yeah. Okay. Would it be possible to use fight instead of shoot, though? Because it would be the same. Because I used fight when, with close quarters, I use fight to just shoot it. At
Yeah, I guess it will depend on the scenario. If you're
Okay.
close, if you're
Yeah.
you're in melee range,
in the
you're
same
using
zone,
it-
it's fight, but outside of
Yeah.
that zone would be shoot.
yeah,
That feels fair to me. If that's
Yeah.
okay with you.
yeah, that feels good.
Okay.
It's the quickest of jabs.
Cool.
You're using it to kind of bolster the punch.
Yeah, because I feel like I just it's fine. I'm probably not gonna shoot it until I really have to. So
Okay.
if I've got to shoot it, it'll be because I need to get past a zone that I can't
Sure.
get to. Also, I didn't mention this at the beginning of the thing, but when you on our minor thing,
Mhm.
I got rid of right hand man.
What?
Whoa.
Yeah, and I changed it to the closer.
Hang on.
I don't like that at all. How are we supposed to fuck with you?
Verbally, mostly.
You can still fuck with me for sure, but I think
Okay.
that Wayland is stepping out of his position as a support character.
Interesting. All right, so for those that didn't quite follow at the last episode, Everybody would able to do a minor milestone, and that means that you can rename one of your aspects. You can take an extra stunt. You can move your skills around if you want. And so he swapped his previous aspect, right-hand man, and changed it for the closer. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, y'all can't invoke it anymore. So are you both at the top of the building? Is that what's happening?
I think that like if he like basically like wherever we're staking out, like I'm not gonna like force him to climb the building to have a conversation with me.
Mhm.
But that's where I'm going to be when before everyone arrives.
Okay.
So that's kind of up to Al if he wants to like join me up there early to like watch, or if he's gonna do separate watches from me. That's up to him, I guess.
Well, okay, I don't want to rely on the phone, but I'm not trekking all the way back to tell them what's all going on.
Sure.
But I feel like
I has to build his comms.
how much after doing all this casing around, how much time would you say we have before the meeting is supposed to happen?
Probably it's probably been an hour or so of your staking.
Okay, so we still have 3-ish hours.
Yeah.
Then I'll sit there and look across the street and kind of rummage through some stuff and look around, and it's almost like a patrol. You know, I'll sit there, I'll look around, and then as time gets closer, like around that hour till mark, if nobody's shown up, that's when I'll go in and hide.
Cool.
Okay, so y'all are staking, and back at the cafe, y'all were discussing. Is there anything else you were doing with the time?
I've
Theo's
got
got
nothing
phone calls
until
to make.
we go.
Because you still need that. What is it? Silverana A?
Yes.
How do you say it? What's it called?
I don't know. It's a real drug.
Yeah, you said it with such confidence. It sounded like it had to be real.
You said it with such confidence. I thought it was something you guys had talked about.
Nope. Salvinorin A.
Salvinorin.
Salvinorin.
Is that what salvia is made of?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
From?
That's what the hallucinogenic reaction from salvia is.
Copy.
Hallucinogenic. Okay.
It's the best 5 minutes of your life.
Stronger than DMT.
Jesus Christ.
So, you asked Nini to procure you some, and I guess like with that, you had a good charisma roll, so you saw her step back into the office, and you overheard like she was on the phone with somebody. And during the time that you guys are meeting and discussing, making plans for next steps, she's like, I'll be right back. And she steps out of the cafe, goes around the corner out of view from the windows and the door, and she's gone for like 5-10 minutes. And comes back in, relocks the door. And just like... It's like a vial, but it's leafy. It's almost like it's in its raw state, like that was just grown. Just like the short notice. This is the best we got.
No, that's perfect. Now I just need a grinder, please.
And she points to this like espresso machine that Tobias and Kid had torn apart. I'm not using that one.
You have one grinder in your entire establishment?
You said one that she doesn't mind destroying.
Oh, that's fair.
And I mind destroying that one. And she points to the one behind the counter. So there you go, needy. I've put myself on the line
Theo just turns from her. Kit, I need a favor.
I know you just tore a bunch of shit out of this, but can you make it work,
Can
please?
you make it work though? Could you?
Theo holds up a vial. I need this ground as finely as possible. It's to save Nan.
You can have some if you like.
After, not during.
You have
You
to.
got a couple first.
Kit's gonna go and find some pieces in the back to try to fix this thing.
You're trying to fix the grinder?
Yeah. Or at least make it so.
I gave this bitch a lot of money. She needs to be nicer to me.
Who, me?
No, the other one.
Oh.
I mean, you gotta be nice to get nice.
I was gonna say, we don't owe you shit.
the job done. It doesn't mean it does it with a smile.
I forgot to tip to not get the attitude. Damn, you're right.
This is terrible customer service.
5
Again,
stars.
women don't owe you shit.
Boom.
I'll roll crafts to see if
You can now fix the thing that you destroyed with your previous really good crafts roll.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She just rolled so well. She took it apart so efficiently. It'll be easy to put back together.
Considering it's a +4 and I got 3 negatives and a neutral, I rolled a 1.
Oh.
Dang.
A 1?
Yeah. But I have a stunt called always making useful things. I can use it, and I don't have to use a fate point to use it.
How does that? How did you fandangle that?
I've had it. I've had it since the beginning. You can't
All
change
of
it
my-
now. It's grandfathered.
Every single ability of mine.
Grandfather.
Every single ability of mine not only costs a fate point, but I can only do it once per scenario.
Damn.
No, what it is when using crafts, always have the tools for the job. So it doesn't mean that whatever you do works. It means that you don't need a workshop.
You know, subject to interpretation.
You have a wrench on you, and you can find something to make what you're trying to do happen, as long as you roll well enough.
But I do have a concept called one man's trash is another woman's treasure, and I can use a fate point to reroll.
There you go. Now
There
we're
we go.
playing fate.
Ooh.
Okay.
So what you're telling me is you value this garbage a lot. Excellent.
It's a 5.
Nice.
Yes.
All right.
The
So
answer is yes.
with a 5, yeah, a 4 was going to push it because you rolled so high on the crafting before. But with a 5, you can manage to kind of scrap together the pieces. You kind of have to grab some other pieces from something else to almost like hand crank it so that the pieces grind in a way that it's not going to be as fine as it would be if it was fully working. But you've got some pretty finely ground. Stalvanor and A.
Perfect. Theo is going to take apart his pen and start putting in the hallucinogenic.
So what's the plan with that?
So how it works is when the pen is clicked, there's a bunch of barbs that shoot out from the pen that induce the drug into the body.
And this is just something Theo has on him all the time.
Correct. You never know when it's needed.
I feel like you have to make a roll.
Listen, Theo rolls with bad people. You think he's not going to have a I need to get out of here pen? You're out of your mind.
You either need to make a roll or spend a fate point to
Okay, I'll spend
create
a
the
fate point.
story detail. Okay.
So what had happened was he was working with a drug kingpin that was an asshole. And after the first time they had met, the drug kingpin beat the shit out of him. So the next time he came around, he had that pen made. So when he was signing documentation, it fucked him up. And then Theo used that as an establishment. If you ever touch me again, I will brutalize you in the worst possible ways while you are conscious through the whole thing.
But he's a great guy. Why did you draw him frowning? You should have drawn him smiling.
Theo's a great guy to good people.
Really?
Yeah.
This Raptorian woman has done nothing but kind to you. And
Theo is about to give her free services as he walks by to go make his phone calls. Thank you. I already planned on giving her a business card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he just pulled a gun on his friend. It's no big deal.
All right, so now you
should
have.
lead with the favors.
I did. I gave her a large wad of money. That was its favor one.
So now you have a drug pen.
Yep.
Okay.
Theo's going to walk by Nini saying thank you, and then he's going to drop one of the cards for her. And then Theo needs to go make 3 phone calls.
Okay.
While you're doing that, is Nini spelled Knee Knee? Sorry.
Yeah.
You can proceed.
And I found my notes from last session. Her original name was Juju, but
Close.
but now it's Nini.
Just
because
making sounds.
Close.
Yeah.
Yeah, close.
I knew that it was some.
Juju's her last
knew-
name.
Nini
Yeah,
Juju.
Nini Juju.
Oh, that's kind of fun. That's kind of officially very fun. Sounds like she was named by a toddler.
She was
I
actually.
mean, Bozer did name her, so
I was going to say that's where Josh gets all of his names from, was his kid, but
Right, yeah.
Okay.
jet. God, it sounds like a jet is flying from my neighbor's yard.
it might be.
We can't hear anything.
Jet
All right,
powered
so who are
leaf.
you calling? 3 phone calls.
His first phone call is going to be to Tabitha.
Okay. It rings for. I'm gonna make a roll for this. It rings and rings. Then you get the voicemail.
Okay. Theo just hangs up and makes a second phone call.
You don't leave a voicemail?
No.
Okay.
Second phone call is to Molly.
There's no way she's answering your call.
Okay, this is another roll. It
Honestly, I
rings.
kind of want her to answer.
Ring just as you are about to hang up. Fucking what?
Did you make it home?
Yes. As
Bunker
if you give a
down.
shit.
Do not open the door for anybody until I tell you it is clear.
Do you know what? You have a lot of gall and balls the size of Aurora to
Thank you.
call me
I know
after
it's your favorite
you don't,
part.
you don't get to do what you did and then check if I'm okay. Okay, we are fucking done. This
Okay.
is it. This is the last time I'm going to hear from you. This is the last time you get to call me. This is the last time you get to have any effect on my life. Do you hear me, Theodore?
Make sure you hunker down. I will let you know when you are safe. And Theo hangs up the phone.
Ooh.
Sheesh. I think she's mad.
I don't think gift baskets are going to be enough for this one.
His last call is to Rita.
Retta.
Rita, yeah.
After just a moment. Hello? Hello? Are you okay?
Did you make it back to your house?
Yeah.
All right. I need you to lock all doors, lock all windows. You do not leave the house. You do not answer the door from anybody until you hear from me.
Wait, what's the scoop? Is there a story here?
We'll talk later. Just do what I say. We will talk when this is done.
Where are you?
I just need you to listen right now.
And I need you to understand that I'm going to do my job no matter what.
All right. I told you what I needed to say, and Theo hangs up the phone.
Okay.
All right. That's what Theo needed to do.
Is there anything else y'all are doing in the meantime?
I'm ready to go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So, as you're planning and fixing and calling, and y'all are scoping out the place, at about midnight, an hour till the appointed time to meet up, those of you that are staking out the conservatory, you notice kind of a little more foot traffic. The light guard are still around as normal, but being so late, you really haven't seen people walking the streets in this district for at least an hour or two. You haven't seen many people, but all of a sudden around midnight, you see, one person kind of walking around, similar to the scope that you were, Alsvin and Waylon. And then you see another kind of not meeting up, walking independently, and then you see a third.
Can I stealth?
Yeah. What are you trying to do?
I'm like so like I said just before the thing, I'm up on that building.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to kind of like tuck myself into a shadow. Like I want to be able to hopefully see, but I also want I guess what I don't want, how do I put it? If somebody comes up here to also have a vantage point, I would like to have the jump on them.
Okay.
So I just want to tuck myself away that it's not like immediately obvious that I'm just hiding up here.
They make their way up. Waylon just appears in their ear. Plot twist, bitch. And then shoves them off the building.
Go ahead and roll burglary. Oh no, stealth. Sorry. That's actually a stealth.
Which
He
is
changed the roll, so you get to re-roll if need be.
Is that rules?
No.
Fate point. Now it's the rules.
Actually does work like that, but I'm gonna just invoke giving up the ghost,
Nice.
and re-roll
Okay.
to somehow the exact same roll.
That's
No,
fate.
no, it's not. It's two neutrals instead of two negatives. So I'll just take what I can get. My
That
stealth
sounds
is 3.
All right, with a 3. With a 3 up on the roof, you feel like you're pretty well hidden from up there, and you're still able to spy down. But you feel like if someone were to come up here, it would be a little more difficult. There's not a lot to hide behind. You're in an area that this building's a little taller, so there's not like shadows. The only thing was the access door to the roof, and otherwise it's a pretty barren rooftop.
Okay, and like, are there street lights, or is it like completely dark up here?
There's street lights down below, but the moonlight
Yeah. Okay.
shining bright. You're above the clouds, so there's rarely any clouds blocking the moon.
Oh, that's interesting. Didn't consider that it would just be like ambient light. It's probably it's like winter every night here.
I did think about when building this world about temperature, and I thought, fuck it, no, we're not going there.
There could be some kind of
that.
Yeah, there could be some kind of bubble, like artificial.
I just assumed the game. I just assumed it had a bubble. To be blatantly honest with you, I figured there was a
no
dome
bubble.
of some kind.
Or like no, it could be like artificial atmosphere. It doesn't have to be like
Yeah.
a bubble.
Anyway, so yeah, you're hidden pretty well as long as nobody comes up on the roof. But from up there, you do see a third person show up, and they kind of do the same thing that you did, Al. They walk around, and then you see them go to the back door, go to pull it as if it's expecting it to be locked, but like you're seeing them kind of notice that it opens with a little more ease than they were expecting.
This is where I lie in wait.
And where are you?
With a switchblade and Sirkin's fucking hand cannon.
Like a viper. Waiting.
I'm in that storeroom that has the crib, the tool room.
Oh, you're in the building. Okay.
Yep.
So
Because I said around that
in there.
time I was gonna be
Yeah.
moving in and hiding.
So then, are you trying to hide right now? Like you want to remain hidden?
Yeah.
Okay, roll stealth.
I'm so glad this is one of my good ones. That is a 7.
Jesus.
Christ. 7?
He's above the doorway as they come in.
I have a 4. and I
Spider-Man
rolled-
into the corner.
No, you open the door, he's on the door. He's on top of the door as a...
Fucking master
Oh, sorry.
of
Sorry. It's a
disguise.
6. It's a 6.
Okay,
That's
still
perfect.
really well. No, I was
That's
thinking the
good.
same thing. You have positioned yourself in the corner and like tuck yourself on top of a shelf. And so from your vantage point, you would look like some seed bags or something. And you hide behind some more of those. And
Oh, I didn't mention I am wearing entirely burlap.
Watch this turn into Assassin's Creed real fucking fast.
oh fuck. So this person comes in and they're like scoping out the joint. They're looking around. You see him go to the far end and open the door into the greenhouse. And once they exit the store area, you can't see them, but you can still hear them. And you hear them make a phone call. All you hear is the one side of it. Yeah, it looks good. Not completely abandoned. Let me stay here. Where do you want it? You sure? Yeah, I'll get to work. See you in an hour.
It.
Where are Theo's people right now?
Where'd you,
More NPCs.
where'd you tell them to
Move
meet?
your parts, chess man, to be available for that area.
He said just be in the greenhouse area. That's all he told them.
Move your chess pieces, DM. You got 3 more to track.
Who was it? Denton, Toric.
Hold on. It would have been Quinn, Planer, and Loria.
Oh, okay. Quinn Planer, who's a Raptoran. And Loria. So you told them to be available in the greenhouse district,
Oh, okay.
which is still an entire district.
Yeah, 'cause
So
even
unless you-
didn't
I
know.
thought I told them to work with Sirkin and about where to go, but I don't recall 100%.
They don't know
Beautiful.
Sirkin either.
Told
You
them
were
to
on-
be in
you
the
were on
area
one.
so that you
But
could
once
call
you
them
get there, you
here
can
if you
probably-
needed them.
Okay.
So in the time of planning, did you want to give them any more directives?
Yeah, I'd probably tell them to be outside the greenhouse that we were going to be located in. Not like directly outside the building, but be in that like block vicinity.
So yeah, they would probably be parked and just like
That's fine.
sitting in their car. So from the outside, you wouldn't notice any extra foot traffic. There would just be cars parked on the street, which there were already. But yeah, that's where they're at, waiting for the next directive.
This it in question, can I see anything from the other side of anyone pulling a sort of it-like thing in a bag or a box?
You saw
In the
that
box.
the person entering had like a backpack,
Okay.
but no, you, especially from the outside, like I said, all the windows are all kind of overgrown.
I just didn't know if there was
Who's
going to be
coming?
more people coming in with it. And I was
At
going to
this
see
point-
it.
No, there's still the couple people walking the area,
Okay, cool.
with like scoping out energy, but other than that, no. Are you doing anything else, Osvid? Or are you remaining hidden?
Steal his backpack.
Dude, I just had a thought of an aspect of like something about like old man brain. And like I know it doesn't really work offensively, it only works negatively, but I just love the idea of like, is my phone on silent? And then I was like, do I know how to do that? Just, like,
That's a
just, like,
really
I just had that thought, dude. I was like, call me and tell me when you see what they're doing. Like that would be, and then I just thought like, then the roof rings. Sure it does.
What's your trouble?
My trouble was once a criminal, always a criminal. So the idea of me like being like aggressive and abrasive.
Well, we found your new. If you ever want to change your trouble, we know what your trouble should be.
How is that positive? Where's the possible?
Your trouble's not supposed to be a positive.
You're
I'm
supposed to be able
gonna.
to use your aspects for both, no matter what.
Oh, God,
Yeah,
I
but it's
don't
still your
think
trouble.
I'm gonna regret this.
I thought so,
Um,
but anyway, maybe not. But
I still don't understand this.
Your
game.
trouble's
Right.
meant to be used against you.
But you
Can
can still
I-
also use it.
no, you can
if you-
invoke your trouble. Yeah.
Oh, I have. I've
Yeah.
I've invoked my overconfidence for a positive thing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
just more rare than.
Case
Yeah,
in
yeah,
point, what probably will happen here in a second. Can I see what? Can I like shimmy down and try to see what it is he's setting up through the little window?
Yeah, so it's kind of got a rolling grate on it that you can't see through unless like you were to lift it a little bit.
What's gonna make more noise, the door or that?
The grate for sure.
Absolutely the
And the door was still open. That's how you could hear
And he said it opened very easily.
the back.
The
Can.
door.
That was back door.
So
I'll peek
is the
through.
guy working not in the building?
No, he's in the
That's-
building.
He's in
No,
the
no.
building.
He's in. It's sectioned. The building's like
Oh. Okay.
grow area, storeroom area.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. I thought
wanna-
he left the building to make the call. Okay, I get it.
I'm gonna peek in and try to see what he's setting up.
Okay, roll a perception.
Oh baby, that's a 5.
Oh, mamma
Hell yeah.
mia!
Hell yeah.
That's our little recon boy.
So you peeking around the door, and the light is dim because it's moonlight and street light shining through the film in the windows. But
It's
But I'm
incredibly
accustomed to the
bright
darkness.
moonlight.
Then.
The
It is-
moonlight here is incredibly bright.
it is.
No, actually.
On the outside, not in this overgrown
I'm just
greenhouse.
kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
I thought this greenhouse wasn't overgrown.
No, it is
It
overgrown.
is. It is.
Yeah, but
overgrown.
you said
It's
there's no
something
trees
to-
though.
I mean,
Yeah,
on the
there's-
windows,
there's-
there's like moss and there's like a
Oh,
film,
gotcha.
a green film.
Gotcha.
On,
Then
it's. I'm picturing
Okay.
there's a one of the Jurassic Parks has an area kind of like this. So on the far side, towards the door, you see him kind of pull something out of a backpack, and this is on the far side, so you can't quite make out exactly what it is, but you definitely see him pull something out, and he's like hooking things around the outside of the door, or around the door on the inside of the building.
It's a bomb.
oh
Why do
shit.
you want to blow the door up?
Kill anybody who tries to sneak in the back.
I know.
This
He's
is
in the main
front
room.
door. This is
Yeah,
the main
he's-
room. This is the
Oh,
front
He's
main
in the
door.
main room.
Mhm.
Trying to blow up the door as a distraction. I don't know.
Do I?
It's like really.
I'm gonna regret this. Can I stealthily make my way? Since I've reconned the area, can I quietly walk my way through some of these aisles and Assassin's Creed this guy? I do have a switchblade, and I will be going for the neck.
All right, roll stealth one more time.
Whisper in his ear, mutual combat, and Theo can protect you.
That
Only
is
if he whispers it back.
Mutual combat. What?
He's dead. He can't deny he didn't.
that
Then
is
wait.
actually
What is the point of?
terrible?
He called mutual combat. You killed him with a wrench while he was sleeping. He said it. He said it. He wasn't sleeping. He was just in bed when we decided we were going to do the mutual combat thing.
We started from there, and I got up first. That's not my
Look at
fault.
me. I'm wearing PJs. Obviously, we're both sleeping.
I'm gonna use a fate point to reroll.
Okay.
Use
what-
fleet of foot in mind.
Nice.
So much better. Thank God.
Nice.
That is a 5.
Okay, so you sneak around that big tractor thing, and you kind of hop to the few sparse bushes that have grown in the space, all the way up to the door, and you are sneaking so quietly. And at this point, he's hooking these things on the door, kind of humming to himself. And
Of
so
course,
your
this tune.
goal is to slit his throat.
Yeah, I want to
Stab him in the jugular.
I want to incapacitate him right away.
All right.
Indefinitely.
You don't have to use fight, but you can use this one of the different skills like stealth, or if you want it to be
If I can use stealth for a sneak attack, I'm definitely using stealth for a sneak attack.
Yeah.
And I just because that's a minus 1, 2. Just for the shits and gigs of it.
I have a question before he establishes the role, just like a thing. If you don't defend yourself, is it just against their physical stress? Like, if you're sneaking on someone, they wouldn't roll against it, right? So are you just rolling against their max stress?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay,
It's
cool.
like a sneak attack.
Yeah,
So-
I was
They
just,
don't have a chance to defend themselves.
I just wanted to clarify because that is pretty cool, if that's the case.
So it's a 5, but I'm gonna invoke my own trouble in too deep because here I am.
You're making it a 7?
Stabbing
Dude,
somebody
like,
way too deep.
people have 4 HP max.
Yeah, there's no. Waylon knows.
Yeah, I do know. I do know when I accidentally killed that guy.
Which one?
Again,
Well,
I have to make sure.
Everyone, I guess. I don't think I've on purpose killed anyone.
So you're rolling a 7 sneak
Yep.
attack.
Yep.
That bitch dead.
So you pull the switchblade.
His fucking children are dead.
Generational trauma.
That's a nice tune.
And
Oh my god, dude. That's
He
crazy.
boosted to a 7 so he could quip first. That's what he did.
Yeah, that's what it was for.
so yeah, you stab him in the throat. It's a clean cut. He barely even lets out a final.
Sweeney Todd's impressed.
Bro, guys, anybody watching to save this for your next campaign for a one-liner before you kill someone? I saw this in a movie once.
Damn, this episode needs another trigger warning.
And now I must drag this body away.
While it's bleeding
Check out what
across
he
the
was doing.
floor.
though. Yeah.
Are you trying to hide him?
Oh my god, it was party favors. He was putting up party favors, you
Oh my
guys.
God.
Oh my god.
Sweet prince.
Haiven was throwing a surprise birthday party. We
Oh my
totally
God.
misunderstood.
It was
I
the
forgot.
wrong. He was in the wrong warehouse.
I forgot to tell you it's my birthday.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to hide said body. Assassin's Creed-esque. Just in
Yeah.
just kidding. Just in the body.
I'm gonna give it
Snap
to you with that great stealth roll.
Does he have a tie on?
Are you gonna check? Do you want to investigate what he looks like?
I mean, I'm gonna
can't just
ultimately. I've been seeing quite well in this dark room, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna check him out, pat him down, and then also eventually, I'm gonna get to trying to see what the hell he was trying to set up
Okay.
at the door.
So as you drag him over,
Can I see any of this? Is that possible? He did it by the front door. I'm across the
He's,
street.
he's looking down through the window in the top. Like,
if it was
It's a
a normal
greenhouse.
day, and if it was a normal greenhouse, then yeah.
Sure.
But
Okay.
all this has been abandoned, and the
And
window.
the city just accepts
Wayland,
it.
Wayland thinks to
Film.
himself. Wayland thinks to himself.
Well, to
It's so
own
nice
it
to
and
collaborate.
People
It's so
away.
nice to collaborate with with members of my organization. I'm so glad to
It is
have at
pretty
least
cool.
someone from Sigurd's Reach. I love working together as a team
Together,
with my
but separate.
teammate.
But you
I like
drag
that
him
we're on
over,
the same page.
and you notice there's a shovel like stuck in the ground, and there's almost like a pre-dug hole, like somebody was planning on dumping a body there, and so you'd throw him in. And as you do, you notice that he's not wearing a gold tie. He's wearing like a hoodie, but he's got some dusters on his knuckles.
Yeah.
See, now you can't be mad at Theo, bitch.
Yeah, I'll take those.
Roll lore to see if you might recognize this.
Oh my
We're
god,
about
a
to wipe
Jiraiya.
out this organization before Waylon can fix it.
That is just a +2.
Yeah, it's not a face to recognize.
You have to pull the bad weeds.
It's a Tim, it's
you have to
okay.
Pull the weeds from the garden.
Tims don't matter.
And then you go back to the door and you investigate what they were doing. They're like small little round devices, and they seem to have like a little very faint blinking light, as if like they could be remotely activated. You see a small hole on, like, it's like a puck size, and on the side of the puck you see a small hole, and they're all the holes are kind of facing in towards the door and towards each other, almost like the hole here is pointed up towards the one at the top corner, and the one at the bottom is pointed up towards another one, and there's about 8 stuck around the door.
Now, is it he didn't finish setting it up? So are they powered still, or
That last, just as he was setting up the last one on the bottom of the door, you stabbed him in the throat.
So they're turned on?
Mhm.
yeah? I know when I am outclassed. Unless I can somehow use burglary for this to try to turn them off.
You could try crafts.
Yeah, which is not gonna be a thing. No, it's not happening.
Is there anything else in the backpack, or did you
Well,
like go
I
through all that
assume-
shit?
I assumed if I went through all the other stuff, there's nothing left in the
Oh.
backpack.
Yeah, in the backpack you find there was a gun, there was a knife, and there was a small, like, little, looks like it could be a remote.
I will definitely just grab the backpack with me, and I'm gonna keep the remote in my pocket up front, and I'm gonna go back into my little storehouse, my little bat cave, and hide. And I'm gonna shoot a little text out
To who and what to say?
to Theo, and I'm just be like, "There's something at the front door. I have a remote for it?" ?
Okay. At this point, it's nearing 1 o'clock. What are y'all doing?
We're gonna get in the car. I think Kit should drive, and Tobias can ride shotgun, so the two of them can have this drive together. Sirkin's gonna sit right behind Kit, and he is going to drop X into his eyes.
And Tobias is in the front seat, and you can see him like breathing heavy, almost like he's stealing himself. And as you're driving, he just reaches over and grabs your hand, Kit. No matter what happens, I want you to know I am so damn proud of you, and I am so damn sorry.
Kit's not gonna say anything. She's just gonna shake her head and keep driving.
It's a short drive. It's only a few minutes from the coffee shop to the conservatory. And are you parking right there in front?
I'm just listening to where everyone wants me to park.
Yeah,
I'm
I
following.
think
I'm following directions.
as you pull up, because Sirkin has far more experience in this area, pull further ahead, turn around so you're facing the way we came in. That way we can make a quick exit. I'm assuming, based on the layout, that Wayland is on top of that building over there, so you should have eye line to him to see if he moves.
What do I have to roll to make sure he's wrong?
Theo, you did get a text from Alsvid letting you know that there's something on the front door and Alsvid has a remote to it.
Theo will share that information to all parties around.
Okay.
Perhaps Kit should come in and take a look.
Is there
Right
any
now it's
shot
about
that
10 to 1 o'clock.
is there any shot that Sirkin would just know what a gold member would put around a door?
Haiven specifically?
You'd have to go look.
It's so
Yeah.
fucked that there's no gold people, that they're just using Sigurd's Reach people to do
Sounds
everything.
exactly like Kieran.
It sounds, yeah, exactly.
Like, have we ran into a single gold gang member that wasn't
Haiven.
just like working in the Gold's facility?
In the Hammered Glass, there were some, but no, we haven't seen any gold thugs.
Yeah,
There were some that at like bouncers
Yeah.
at the
yeah, but that's what I mean.
Yeah,
Like,
nobody-
But that's still a gold facility.
Everybody's
Like,
working.
Can
Yeah.
I just get like a fate, not fate, like a campaign, like cursory, like because I, in my head canon, like Sigurd's Reach wasn't doing anything for the Gold family beforehand, and they were already like a prevalent force in the streets, so they like have to have foot soldiers, right?
the golds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they just don't use them any. What are all of their foot soldiers doing these days?
I mean, my headcanon has been with Wayland out
They're
and
just-
your best friend out, Sigurd's Reach, just started making bad decisions, losing
Well,
their
like,
kind of pedestal
yes.
where the golds come in and then just start using them as their foot soldiers.
That part all makes sense to me. What doesn't make sense to me is where all of their foot soldiers are presently.
Probably at the Gold's
Working.
mansion.
And the gold
Like, they've probably locked down since 2 of their kids are dead.
2.
Wait.
1.
Yeah, just one.
Just one.
No, the golds have their fingers in a lot of pots. So, but like, why lose a knight when you can lose a pawn?
No, totally. I guess I just mean like normally you have knights that control pawns.
That's kind
These
of weird. I
pawns
just
are-
assumed the golds
these
are
pawns are
doing.
all
They're
working.
just like the gold's foot soldiers are
But there
in
hasn't
control
been-
of Sigurd's Reach. Foot
But there hasn't
Haven-
been any That's what I'm saying. All I'm saying is there hasn't been any generals to command the troops. It's just been these pawns left to their own devices, failing over and over again. It just feels. Anyway, it doesn't. Sorry, I
It
just.
also has only been 2 days.
It's true.
Right.
It's true. But it's just like,
Haven-
that's just something I've
Haven
observed.
hasn't arrived yet, and I would be willing to bet Haven would have golds with him.
I don't
for
know.
sure.
That's
I don't want
my-
to assume. I just something I observed I thought was interesting.
And if anything
Orders
goes
come from the
south,
shadows.
if you're using a random thug, nothing's going to come back to the golds.
Orders come from the shadows.
Mm-hmm. So,
I say we get out and take our position. I know how this setup should go. Shall we take our places?
Let's play chess.
And Sirkin gets out and enters the building.
Our question: are we just escorting Tobias, just like unbagged, unhandcuffed, like just
Correct.
and walking? Okay, gotcha.
You, me, and him are walking inside.
and Kit's in the car.
Mhm.
Wayland's on a roof. Al's in a back storehouse.
Bodies on the
Theo
floor.
opens the door, but like he opens it and like clicks the button, pulls, and waits for a second to see if something happens as the door opens.
Door opens.
Okay.
I'm losing my fucking mind. I'm like, this fucking shit. Like, do we just kill Haiven with this weird? Like, to me, it's like a plasma net. They're just gonna turn into fucking chopped pieces.
Resident Evil just
Resident Evil.
Theo would like to try to take like a quick, not a quick look, but as he goes in, Theo would like to look to see if this is something he has seen before.
Sure. Investigate.
Investigate.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a plus.
Sirkin, are you looking too?
I absolutely
Okay.
am.
Okay.
That's a +3.
Investigate's not one of mine. That's a 2.
So
even all X'd up, you don't have any buff for that.
My my
Oh,
investigate.
Oh
You
god,
notice
Sir can
everything.
Oh
take
yeah,
X.
I guess I am. I am X'd up.
you
You
want to roll
notice everything.
expertise instead?
Sorry, what?
You want to roll
Expertise?
expertise
Yeah.
instead?
That's way better. That is a 5.
Wow.
Okay, much better. Theo, you're looking at it and you don't really recognize it. It's not like something
Okay.
that you've seen before. But Sirkin, as you're looking, now this is the regular X, right? Because the
Yes.
other one is all gone.
Not my god X.
So, you do recognize it. It's something that you've seen maybe once before, in a pinch if someone needed to use it, and it's a means of kind of creating a blockade so that someone's not able to access a doorway.
So it's like a force field, like
In
that
a,
generates between those outlets.
yeah, you would remember that they kind of create a little bit of a net.
Got it.
Once powered, they kind of connect across the doorway,
That's cool.
Like an electric fence.
basically.
That's
Perfect.
cool.
But they don't get sliced into a bunch of human sashimis.
It's not Resident.
Yeah, it's not.
Unless I turn it on while they're standing in the doorway.
Ooh, that would hurt.
Ooh.
I would have to imagine if it's not dangerous, they would just like get shunted one way or the other.
So you guys are just posted up,
Yep,
standing
I walk,
there. Okay.
walk past it and take up a position where we can see the door, where we have the eyes on them when they come in.
Theo, are you giving any more directives to Plana, Loria, or what's his butt?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, just because I think the message to them would have just been, just be aware. Just if shit happens, do your thing.
Look out
If
for
you
the
hear
Xbox.
gunshots, follow them.
Which, to clarify, I think we established Loria would be the one in charge of them, because I think we established that she was a savage.
Mm-hmm. So you're waiting there for a few moments, and then you actually get a text, Theo, from Loria. It says you got company. And
Theo responds with thumbs up.
Thumbs up emoji.
and
Bracket
Waylon,
Y bracket.
from outside, you see a dark car pull up, followed by another dark car.
So 3 cars total.
2 cars total.
The first car was these guys.
Yeah.
He's saying in the lot.
Oh, 3. Yes. 3. That
3
was
total.
Sirkin's car. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. So 2 cars arrive. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm peering.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming Denton drove us.
I believe so.
Could I have Denton at the front door?
I thought Kit drove.
Yeah, Kit drove us.
Established
Oh, Kit drove us. You're right.
Mhm.
Never mind.
But he drove you over there originally.
Yeah, he drove to the coffee
Yeah.
shop.
Yeah, then I think Denton would probably still be I don't think I would just leave Denton and not use him. Can I have Denton like post up at the front door to like try to pat down anybody that would try to come in?
Okay. So you've got Denton at the front door. And Wayland, you can see a fairly large individual, shaved head, white shirt, white pants,
Douche.
holster with 2 big knives. Get out of the
Crocodile
passenger
Dundee
side.
over here.
And you see him approach Denton, who's standing at the door. And they have like a bit of a conversation. And you see Haiven leaning real close to Denton. And Denton just kind of scoots around and moves out of the way. And Haiven enters the greenhouse. Well, right on time.
Where's your half of this bargain?
Oh. Her? That feisty little bitch. Right. I just had to come in to make sure you held up your end. Tobias, nice to finally meet. And he kind of like whistles, and the second car, an individual gets out, opens the back door, offers a hand as this wiry-haired, bottle-glassed woman
That's the most beautiful creature
steps out of the car, and she doesn't take his hand and like slaps it away.
Limping from her broken foot.
My heart skips a beat.
You can smell her pheromones in the...
And she like carefully looks around, and she enters the building, and as soon as she sees you, Kit, she starts to like go for you and bound for you, but Haiven just puts out his arm. Oh, you're muted.
I'm not in the building.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
My dad's in the building.
Caesar's son. Still like goes towards him. Toby. And Haiven puts out his arm and says, it's not how it works, little lady. So, you get yours, I get mine.
And then we settle things, as we agreed.
That is the settlement that we agreed upon.
I thought you wanted to settle the history between us, kiddo.
Oh, for a long time. But you know what? You're small fry now. I'm moving up in the world. I don't need you.
You're an indoor dog now. Congratulations.
And after Nan enters the building, Osvid, you would notice from the back 2 more come through. And then from out of the car that Haiven was in, the driver gets out as well. And so you're in this...
Counting seats, do I see from across the street that car is now empty?
There, unless there was more people in the back, you might assume it's empty. So now in the greenhouse is Sirkin, Theo, Tobias on your end.
And Al. In the back.
And Al in the back. But you don't
But I don't know that.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Haiven, 2 Sigurd's Reach goons, and 1 gold goon with a gold tie.
And Nan.
And Nan. We're going to do this simply.
We each let them walk to the other.
Right. No funny business. And he looks down at Nan. And she just looks up with a fire in her eyes. Careful. This one bites. And he shoves Nan towards the middle. And at this point, Tobias rushes forward and like catches Nan and just holds her in his arms, but with a little bit of a trepidation. There's familiarity there, but not quite as much as you think there should be. And they hug for a moment. And
From
the
my
gold...
pocket, can I call Loria? Because she would be my most recent, so I just want to send like a now type message, or not even a message, just like alert her to like get out of the car and make her way.
You press dial kind of thing?
Yeah, I just want to call Loria from my pocket. I'll roll stealth.
Yeah, roll stealth to see how well you can do it without looking.
Fucking real well. It's a 5.
You've done this before. So you call her?
Yeah, so I just want to call her, and that's her trigger for them to get out of the car and make their way towards the greenhouse.
Okay. So as they're hugging, the gold member comes forward and kind of tries to separate them apart. And it's at that moment that Lariah, who is a middle-aged woman, got her hair up in a messy bun, seen some shit, looks like from the look of her. Quinn, who is a younger female, but she's got some loyalty in her eyes, and then Planer, who's a Raptaran man.
Now, Haiven, I know you've always been the stupidest motherfucker in this entire organization. You just don't plan shit well. But here, I know how much hatred you have towards Sirkin, and I'm going to be quite frank with you, I don't give a fuck why. But I'm going to give you a quick history lesson, because I know you didn't do shit in school. 150 years ago, when this land took place, something called mutual combat was established, because it was basically the Wild West with it being a new establishment. So now, what if I told you, not only could you kill Sirkin, you could take all of his worldly possessions and do whatever the fuck you saw fit with them?
When he's dead, I can do that anyway.
You could, but as his lawyer, I have a lot of ways to just make your life a living hell. But I've just got a contract here that states that you both are agreeing to settle all things right here and now, and all assets, past, present, and future, that Sirkin has gained in his name would simply be yours.
I've already signed.
Are you serious?
Deadly.
You come to a hostage negotiation with a bloody contract?
Yeah. Because you see, Sirkin drives me up a fucking wall. So either one of you dying here benefits me to some facet. And I'm going to be quite frank, after the day I've had, to your awareness of what you're using with these pathetic goons, as Theo like mocks the Sigurd's Reach and spits on the ground, I just need something to go my way today. So what do you say? Let's have some fun.
Roll charisma.
It's a 6.
Sheesh.
Do I have anything I can throw onto that? Just words over actions. I want to give myself a +2.
And that's your last fate point.
No, you got one more.
Yeah.
He's got 4?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, look at you.
So that would be a +8.
Just silly.
I love it.
Just silly.
Let me see that.
Theo walks over, handing him the contract, and then slides out his pen to give to him.
He takes just the contract. And he's reading over it.
And Theo 100% wrote this as mutual combat. Death upon party relinquishes all earthly possessions to the survivor, to the winner. And then, as you can see, Sirkin has already signed and initialed all of the locations.
You know what? The longer you live, the more a pain in my ass you become. I was planning on killing you and taking your stuff anyway. And this'll hold up.
This will hold up. You know my work, Haiven. I don't lose, so of course this is holding up.
So what happens when you're dead? Because
The contract's already been signed. It's already been... My signatures are there. Your signature is on these pieces of paper. There's nobody in this land that can stop you from taking it. This is a legally binding contract for it all to be yours.
he's like looking around to the gold. And at first his energy is like this. Can you believe this? This is
I'm trying to play into Haven's vanity of
Yeah.
getting one over on Sirkin and kind of...
this could be good. And then you see a spark in his eye, like he remembers something he really wants of yours.
The
And I'll-
car?
Good pull. Great pull.
How about this? And he takes contract, folds it, and puts it in his pocket. I'll sign this after I kill you, just in case.
You see, I had that thought. So with that being stated, yeah, no deal. And Theo pulls his gun.
Let's dance, motherfuckers. And I think that's where we're gonna stop tonight's episode.
Oh shit!
Whew!
Wow. All right.
I can't. Theo's a fucking cowboy, and Waylon, I just can't imagine. I don't know how to get through to this man. You're role playing it very good, with whatever you're like keeping from us about your backstory. Like it sounds like you're being true to yourself. But I don't know how to play a by the book character who is supposed to be aligned with this guy who just look away.
I'm interested to see how this is going to pan out once we clear out the golds and have time to address all. We have this space to address Theo's behavior.
Okay, so just to set the scene, you pulled a gun. You've got two Sigurd's Reach behind you. You've got Haiven and a gold family in front, or gold member in front of you.
Wait, why would the Sigurds retreat behind Theo?
They
went
came
through
to
the
the back.
back door.
Oh,
the
gotcha.
back
I
door,
see what
yeah.
you're saying.
They're kind of
Gotcha.
flanking you in that way.
Yeah.
You've got your three entered, and so they're kind of between Haiven, the gold guy, and the door. And then it's you, Lot.
This is gonna be
Well,
so much.
I can't
to
imagine.
track.
I can't imagine Denton's just still outside.
Denton's getting his ass whooped. Y'all are gonna see
Denton's
a
the first one to
disturbing
die,
side of
probably.
Theo.
Bozer,
You've
remind
already
me.
seen the disturbing side of Theo.
Bozer, remind me to DM you about the thought that I'm having right now. Actually, you know what? I'll compose it.
Here we go. Some shit.
Wayland wants to
going
kill
off.
Theo.
Well, That's what happens sometimes when you're playing virtually. Your internet just decides to completely yeet itself. But thank you so much for tuning in for today's episode of Cloudscape. We are in for one heck of an adventure in a combat scene next week. Please join us and come by on Monday for a weekly Geek Out Sesh, where we interview brand new geek guests each and every Monday, 8:30, right here live on Twitch. And then Wednesday, T goes live and does whatever makes the dopamine hit, hangs out with you, plays group games. It's our chance to just hang out with you as a community. And then right back here on Thursday night for our next episode of Cloudscape. As always, I am Bozer, and you just keep geeking out. Bye-bye.